to show that they're not, show that they're still the best seed. And I don't think they will be like that other than Suriname, because he always is. I just think they're too strong still for everyone. And Wigan, I'm not saying Wigan got lucky because they were the better side for 60 minutes of that game, 65 minutes of that game on Saturday, but they still needed a breakaway try to beat this St Helens side. I'm going to go Saints at home. Saturday, 6 p.m. on Sky. In fact, I've written 6 p.m, but I haven't checked. It's probably 5 p.m. our time, isn't it? Come to think of it. It's Catalans versus Warrington. So your Warrington side, Sam Tompkins should be back for the Catalans. that doesn't help you.
No. Do you want me to go first again? Yeah. So Sam Tompkins is back for Catalans. Catalans are one of the top tier teams in this division this year. They've got a huge pack. We've massively struggled against them at home when they had quite a lot of players out, and that's probably not going to be the case this time. But I'm a Wire fan, and so I'm going to back them Warrington by 13 plus.
I'm going Catalans by 8. Tompkins back is a strength for them, but I still think Arthur Moog will feature in some way in the game in any case. And I think Busquet, who came back in the last game for them as well, is just as big a bringing back into that side. He changes that forward pack from being a good forward pack to being a forward pack that's got a bloke who's massive but isn't gassed after 2 carries, and so I think they'll always have size on the field now. Well, with him back, Catalans by 8. I think your forward pack won't be able to get on top of them.
Mm-hmm.
Sunday, 2:30 p.m. in France is Toulouse versus Wakefield.
Yeah, the Brian Davies derby has been christened. It's tough to call. Toulouse are at home. They've got they're getting some NRL pedigree into the team. I'm not sure if Smoothcore is playing or not, but Wakefield have had a bit of a tough time of it of late, and I think that Toulouse will win by a drop goal.
Wow, I'm going to go Wakefield by 10. I don't think that the NRL imports will be ready to influence for Toulouse yet, whereas I do think Rob Butler will be ready to go straight away into Wakefield's side, and I think that improves them. That'll give Lino and Miller a platform to play behind, and they are good players. Ultimately, I'm going to go Wakefield by 10. Sunday at 3 p.m, it's Sulfur versus Leeds. Again, I feel like all of these games aren't dead set, are they? I could go either way on all of them, and this one as well. I'll let you go first again.
So Salford are at home. They had a good win against Leeds earlier on in the season. I think they are the better team of the two, although Leeds could turn it around, but I've gone Salford by 8.
Okay. Leeds have had a couple of morale boosted performances. The draw against Huddersfield, the win last time out, and this will be Rowan Smith's first game actually hands on in charge of the side. I think that might give that new coach lift. I'm going to go Leeds by 4.
Cool.
Finally, Sunday, 3:30 p.m, just in time for the pits closing, is Castleford versus Hull KR. I've robbed that one from Rich Shaw because I saw him on the weekend at the game, so I thought I'd nod one in for him.
Fantastic. So Hull KR obviously coming back from a demoralising defeat at the weekend. Cass have had the rest. They've been playing well of late. I think I can only see Cass winning this at home. Also, I've got Cass by 12.
Yeah, I don't think that Smith's departure influenced the cup game, but I think after losing the cup game, there'll be a sort of period of adjustment at Hull KR. Combined with a few injuries, didn't Abdul limp off as well in that cup game as well?
So it was a dead leg, it said. So
I'm not sure where he'll be at. I'm not sure where they're at fitness wise. Coop, you'd think is back, but I don't know for sure. Whereas Cass are rested up, and they'll have plenty of time for plan for this. I think this could be a high scoring game. I certainly think it could be a high scoring game, but I think Cass by 8 is where I'm going. Where did you go, sorry?
Cass by 12.
Cass, yeah. So there you go. Right, championship game of the week. I pulled out Bradford versus York Sunday at 3 p.m. because York are going well this year. A bit under the radar given the top two are so dominant, but York are only a couple of points behind. Bradford need something. So there's interest there. The TV game is Batley versus Leigh, Monday 7:45 on Premier Sports. If there's any team that can spring an upset at home in front of the cameras, it could be Batley, couldn't it?
Yeah.
But they won't though. League One game, the R-League game back this week. Cornwall versus West Wales Sunday at 1 p.m. That could be interesting, and I think Cornwall will get their first win. What do you think?
Well, didn't West Wales? Well, it wasn't West Wales. It was North Wales that got the good win.
North Wales.
West Wales are rubbish.
Yeah,
because they have been competitive. This is one that they would have circled as a game that's winnable. So yeah.
Then the game of the week is, it could only be Keighley versus Rochdale, second against third. The two sides that seem to have loaded their squads up the most. Both have supplemented their squads in the last week as well. We talked about that in the news. I think that should be a humdinger Sunday at 3 p.m. I don't know which way I'll go. Keighley are 100%, so I suppose you'd edge it towards them, wouldn't you?
Yeah, I would.
But make sure you get your fan views in on all of those games and any other games of Rugby League that you take part in, watch, want to tell us about. Get them on the Google form. Look out for the links over the weekend. That's our predictions finished off. We're now going to wrap up the show. Wrap up time then, Leigh, and you very eagerly jumped in to message me to not prepare a quiz because you wanted to prepare a quiz, and you put a prize on it as well.
I have. It's high stakes. I can't turn up to somebody's house without bringing some alcohol. So, but I thought you can earn it. So
okay.
So yeah, we'll have to see how you do after. I've got a couple of quizzes. I couldn't decide. I was going to do. One of three, but
well, we've scrapped the I'm Finally News topic, so let's just quiz away.
Right, okay. So I'll get started. So this is kind of based on the first time that I came here, which was in 2018. Obviously, I'm a coach. A kids coach at Newton Storm, and I'd been, and they're a fairly new team, and I remember you'd not really heard of them at the time, and because we don't produce the players like St Pat's and St Jude's and Pilks and all those.
Not yet.
Well, not then. Not then. But since that, so at that time, the only player that had been signed from Newton Storm was Brad Billsborough, if you remember, who had gone on to the...
Is it Swinton now, isn't he? Is he?
I can't actually. I'm not actually. I think he has been at Swinton. I'm not sure if he's there right now, but he's obviously
German international,
German captain. Yeah. So we have had the German team down at Newton Storm before, but since then there's been more players that have come through and started to sort of make their mark. So I thought I'd do a who am I, and then you can see if you can name these players. So I'll go for the first one. So who am I? I played all my primary rugby league with Newton Storm before moving to Halton Farn with Hornets at under 12s. I signed for Widnes and made my debut in the Challenge Cup tie versus Sulfur, scoring a try. I signed for St Helens for the 2022 season after a long injury layoff and played in the Cass away fixture this season.
Danny Hill.
Danny Hill, yes.
Yes.
Well done.
That wasn't easy, but it was that last clue. Before that, I was wavering between a few names.
Well, I feel like you're going to get this one.
Okay.
After the last clue as well, if you don't get it before. So, who am I? I played for Newton Storm until under 16s level before signing with Saints and playing 3 seasons at Academy and under 19s. I made my Saints debut on the 26th of October 2020, but since then I've played on loan at Oldham and Leigh and have one of the shittest haircuts in Rugby League.
Oh dear. I'm normally good at these shit haircuts ones, aren't I?
And you have mentioned him for having a shit haircut earlier on in the season.
This season?
Yeah.
And he's at Saints again now?
No.
Oh, at Leigh?
Yeah.
Right. Okay. Leigh player from Saints. There's two I can think of, but is it Tom Nisbet?
It is Tom Nisbet.
I don't remember having to go at his hair too much. I remember having to go at him for trying to slide into finish on a dry pitch and not making it.
I think you mentioned his dreadful hair, and then but obviously it jumped out to me because it's Tom. So
okay.
Which is why I mentioned it. Okay, so then this I thought
I'm really impressed by that.
Yeah, no, you do well. Well, if you get this one, I feel like you are going to get this one, but I don't know if the listeners would get this one. So I signed for Newton Storm at under 15s level from Wigan St Pat's. I was a Wigan scholar and was regularly selected for rep sides, including England under 16s. I'm a forward that has represented Wigan in their under 19s last year, and this year was selected to play in the pre-season friendly versus Newcastle Thunder.
Wigan forward that hasn't played first team yet.
No.
Okay.
Well, yeah, unless you count a pre-season friendly.
No, I don't.
No.
I don't know. Jack Bibby?
No. Cavan Rothwell.
Oh, no, it's not on my radar.
Well, I had to put a Wigan one in, so I was
It's the Wigan one that I didn't get.
Yeah. I didn't bother doing Herbie because I thought that would be too easy.
I'd have got Herbie Farm with you.
Yeah. But yeah, so like obviously I mentioned Tom and I mentioned Herbie at the time in 2018.
Yeah.
Obviously they were completely unknown at the time, but it's but yeah, they're starting to make themselves known. We've got other players that are getting signed and in the academies of various teams. So.
More importantly, do I get a beer off that?
Well, you haven't done that. You haven't finished the quizzes yet.
Oh, right,
we've got another. Oh yeah, you can have one beer from that for. So this beer, this quiz is because you're a beer fan. Are you like a member of Camera or something?
No, I'm not that much of a nerd.
Well, maybe you won't get this then, because I got this this quiz. It's nothing to do with rugby league. It's called Ale or Ailment.
Okay.
Yeah. So you've got to. So I'm going to give you the name of something, and you're going to tell me whether it's an ale or an ailment, and I'm using some lot more medieval terminology. Okay. So it's
basically we're saying Dave Cantrell will be on top of this.
Almost certainly.
Yeah.
But it might be prior to Dr. Bob Phillips' medical school training. So
okay.
But yeah. So so the first one is Bronze John. Is it an ale or an ailment?
I'm going to say ailment.
Correct.
Is it something to do with like
yellow fever? No. It's yellow fever. It is from medieval times.
Okay.
Trump hands.
That sounds like it's gonna be something that someone's made after Trump has become famous.
Or is it something?
I'm gonna go.
Hands.
I'm gonna go. It's an ale.
You're right. It is. It's a Colorado beer. Yeah. So that's great. You're doing really well with this.
I'm guessing it's a small IPA.
It's a small can.
Yeah.
A small can for small hands. Yeah. So Black Dog.
Black Dog. Black Dog to me sounds like it's some sort of like Robinson Stout or something. I'm going to go ale on Black Dog.
You're half right. It's actually both. It's a it's a beer, and it's also the medieval name for depression.
Oh, okay. Fair enough. I'll take half marks.
Yeah, you will. You can have half marks. That's absolutely fine. So then St Vitus's Dance.
I'm going to go ailment.
Again, half right. It's involuntary jerking. So if you ever get caught involuntary jerking, it's St Vitus's Dance.
Kind of like physical Tourette's.
Yeah, I guess so. It's just been listed as being involuntary jerking.
There you go.
So,
okay.
Yeah. But it's also a beer as well.
Yeah.
Which was annoying for me when I found that out today. And the next one is Roaring Meg.
I'm going to go ale.
It is an ale. It's a smooth